On our program, Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire cement place as global determinants of cocoa prices in historic signing of Cote d'Ivoire-Ghana Cocoa Initiative Secretariat.
Total achievement of the initiative is a living income differential, LID, which seeks to improve the earnings of cocoa farmers in Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire.
Also coming up, producers of fertilizer say they are not to blame for price hikes as shortage fuels fears of a food crisis next year.
I remember one of them saying the prices were high. The prices are not high. The prices is a reflection of the international price of fertilizers. And I hope that the effort we are making in this year would be able to support some farmers to go through the season.
And no ID, no Momo, MTN Ghana says it has witnessed significant reduction in mobile money fraud since the introduction of the directive.
Seen a reduction in the fraud, but more importantly is the fact that it's also helped our partners, which are the agents, to be more in tune.
Hello everyone, my name is Darryl Kwao. Welcome to Business Live. We've got details in a moment. Cocoa ending the week at $2,460 a ton. We want to begin with cocoa tonight because Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire have cemented their place as global determinants of cocoa prices in a historic signing, which makes Ghana the host of Cote d'Ivoire-Ghana Cocoa Initiative Secretariat in Accra. Now, this feat will enable the two countries formalize their bargaining power as the world's leading producers of cocoa in determining cocoa prices and also ensure the living income differentials of $400 to a bag of cocoa that it is affected globally. Charles Aite has more in this report.
The agreement is to cement gains made between both countries for sustainable cocoa production. The Minister for Agriculture, Dr. Owusu-Efiri Akoto, says the agreement climaxes years of deepened bilateral cooperation, which harmonizes interests of the cocoa-producing giants.
We are very optimistic that we shall achieve the ultimate vision of securing a decent income for cocoa farmers in our respective countries, and by extension, cocoa farmers across the globe, through a commitment to implementing pragmatic policies as well as a strong determination to remain focused and unwavering to the agenda of the initiative, regardless of challenges that may arise.
The Minister for Foreign Affairs, Shirley Ayoko Botre, stated that the agreement will grant Ghana the needed accord to facilitate the operation of the organization.
The Charter, among other things, gives recognition and immunities to the Secretariat and further provides independence to its operations in the country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for more than a century, the cocoa sector has been the backbone of the economies of both countries, bringing in billions of dollars in foreign exchange and providing jobs directly and indirectly.
Meanwhile, the Chief Executive of Cocoa Board, Joseph Boahin Edu, says the headquarters agreement sends a strong message to the international cocoa market.
The grain of mustard seed that was planted in March 2018 by the two countries has grown and is now assuming shape and prominence at the international scene, thanks to the foresight and tenacity of purpose of our two visionary leaders, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, and Son Excellence Alassane Dramani Ouattara, President of the Republic of La Côte d'Ivoire. One monumental achievement of the initiative is a living income differential, LID, which seeks to improve the earnings of cocoa farmers in Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire. The LID has received worldwide acknowledgement and endorsement. The establishment of the Secretariat will provide the much-needed coordinated effort to ensure compliance of the dictates of the LID.
Both countries have settled on the Director of Corporate Affairs for Europe and Africa at Mars Incarnate, Alex Arnaud Asenavo, as the first ever Executive Secretary of the Côte d'Ivoire-Ghana Cocoa Initiative. I'm Charles Aite for Joy Business.
Now, producers of fertilizers have debunked claims of increasing the prices. According to them, the current hikes in prices are a reflection of the international market, since most of the fertilizers are imported and not on government subsidy program. Now, according to West Africa Director for Yara International, Dankwa Adoyobo, the industry has made quite significant losses this year. He spoke to Joy Business at a familiarization session between partners and winners of the Wafa Greek and Gold in the Soil Awards. There's more in this report.
The Ministry of Food and Agriculture has been implementing a national fertilizer subsidy program to support its flagship Planting for Food and Jobs program. However, farmers have been complaining about the scarcity of these subsidized fertilizers and the high prices of the unsubsidized ones. It has been projected that Ghana is likely to experience food shortage next year as a result. On the other hand, fertilizer companies blame the international market for the hike in prices. Here is West Africa Director for Yara International, Dankwa Adoyobo.
Our commitment to the nation is important. So we have continued to supply products under the subsidy program as is intended. But you have to also realize that the subsidy program also have contracts and specified volumes that you can supply. So it's not as if all fertilizers in the country are subsidized. That's not the case. So beyond that, then the industry also has the opportunity to be able to sell beyond the subsidy program. And that's also where the challenge with the international prices starts to come to play. I remember one of them saying the prices were high. The prices are not high. The prices is a reflection of the international price of fertilizers. And I hope that the effort we are making in this year would be able to support some farmers to go through the season.
Meanwhile, overall winner for the 2021 Wafa Greek Gold in the Soil Awards, Portia Azumba, says access to fertilizer has been a major challenge for female farmers in the northern parts of the country this year. She also bemoaned the invasion of elephants on their farms.
We have a problem with fertilizer. This year it hasn't been easy for us, and we have not gotten enough fertilizer to apply on our farm. And the other problem too we had is that this year the elephants have invaded in our farm. You can't even go to farm. You have to hide and go to your farm.
Alberta Akosa, founder of Agri House Foundation, the organizers of Wafa Greek and Gold in the Soil Awards, says the award scheme is to recognize and reward women in agriculture.
This is actually the third edition we held in Bolga in June. Normally, what we do is to try to throw more light on women in agriculture who are doing extensively well to support their homes and their communities, and to ensure that there is happiness around them. And we realize that it's been an area that has been a bit neglected. Also, when you're looking for data of women who are supporting the development of agriculture, there is also a huge gap. So we try to introduce the Women in Food and Agri Leadership Training Forum and the Gold in the Soil Awards to basically serve as an intervention and also as an advocacy platform where we would highlight the role of women in agriculture.
Now, MTN Ghana says it has witnessed a significant reduction in mobile money fraud since the introduction of the No Identification, No Mobile Money in April this year. According to the telecommunications market leader, the directive has assisted its partners, that is the agents, to really identify the customers they're transacting business with. There is more in this report.
MTN Ghana expressed satisfaction so far with the implementation of the No ID, no mobile money policy. However, it is worried that some customers are not able to access the Momo service because they've lost their ID cards. Speaking at the launch of the MTN Mobile Money Month, General Manager of MTN Mobile Money Limited, Elihene, said his outfit is in talks with the regulator to enable those who have genuinely lost their ID cards access Momo. He pointed out that the Momo Month has aided policy guidance over the years.
We've seen a reduction in the fraud, but more importantly is the fact that it's also helped our partners, which are the agents, to be more in tune, so that issues that come out of that transaction are very clear, because you know who came to do the transaction, you're able to identify the person. Except that we've also received reports from the media and some of our stakeholders that particular directive is also impacting access to the service, because people who have genuinely lost their IDs in different ways are not able to access the service. And so as we speak, part of the consideration is looking at the process and how to make it better, because we do not want a situation where a policy is impacting the adoption of the service.
Mr. Hene also said the future of mobile money looks brighter because it continues to drive payment solutions.
From all indications, the future of Momo looks bright, and the focus is to drive payment solutions. And payment solutions, because that way, and I talked about the advantages of trying to digitize our financial transactions. Today, with Momo and other digital platforms, you don't need to move to make transactions.
MTN mobile money transactions constitute more than 80% of total industry Momo transactions.
In other news tonight, Indian High Commissioner to Ghana, Sugan Rajaram, has hinted his country will reduce development assistance to Ghana as the South Asian country battles the Delta variant. He has been speaking to my colleague Charles Aite on the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the Indian economy. That interview will air on Monday, August 9 on the Marketplace. Here's a bit of it.
From the government point of view, India's developmental assistance to Ghana have been sizable, have been very, significant over the years. We have been a major developmental assistance partner for Ghana, and we would like to be the one in future also, in spite of pandemic. We'll be definitely working toward together with the government of Ghana to see that if they have prioritized something in the post-pandemic situation with regard to its developmental needs, we come to the help of the government to see that necessary budget, necessary concessional loans are extended to the government.
So what's going to happen is that moving forward, you're going to prioritize the development needs as, against what you did in the past. It clearly shows that you're going austere. You're really cutting down your budget to some extent.
So with regard to, definitely, I think India's developmental assistance to the world goes to different countries. Mainly these are our partners of South-South cooperation. These are the partners, these are the friends who are from the developing world. There is need definitely to see that to balance the domestic needs and the overseas assistance needs. Accordingly, the support and assistance will be balanced. But I'm sure that the partner countries like Ghana will gain from this prioritization of Indian overseas assistance, because we have been the major developmental assistance partner with Ghana, where our assistance have been proved fruitful and achieving the objectives from both the sides.
But are you going to review the assistance in terms of its percentage?
In terms of percentage, I can't say now because it will depend on what kind of proposals come from these countries whom we have been, over the years extending the concessional
because
loans.
It's a clear scenario. We have all have challenges. You are a development partner. I'm a country that needs assistance. And COVID hits, you get affected, I get affected. initially you give me $1 billion to help with my assistant needs. Currently, with what you have and the challenges you're facing, the economic stresses that you've experienced, you definitely cannot give $1 million once again.
Yeah, so that in any case it's obvious, because you know, if the pool, the kitty has been reduced, the assistance coming out of the kitty will also be reduced, and you need to prioritize on something. Maybe some of the countries who have genuine needs of support and assistance with regard to, you know, their developmental needs will be prioritized over some other countries.
All right, so that interview with Sugan Rajaram, the Indian High Commissioner to Ghana, airs on Monday, August 9 on the Marketplace. Be sure to catch it. And so we've got 3 highlights of that interview for you. We want to show you right now ahead of that interview on Monday. So they're going to be talking about the India-Ghana bilateral trade in post-COVID-19 area, which Mr. Rajaram gives indication will deepen. Development assistance to Ghana will be a priority, will be on a priority basis, and full resumption of vaccine distribution to Ghana will be in 2022. So be sure to catch that conversation. You're watching Business Live. More stories to come right after this break. Don't go anywhere. Business news from around the world. Back home, Absa Bank and the MasterCard Foundation have entered into a 5-year partnership to help deal with the youth unemployment challenge facing the country. The partnership will help build capacity for 5,000 micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises to scale up their operations and employ others within the period of the agreement. Managing Director for Absa Bank Ghana, Abnase Poku, disclosed that the bank is willing to offer more to bridge the unemployment gap. Here's more in this report.
The about $100 million investment from the two entities is expected to support youth and women-led small-scale businesses in the country to expand their operations. In addition, the Absa Young Africa Works, which is first of its kind in Ghana, will specifically target MSMEs with training, consultancy, as well as unsecured loans of up to 500,000 cedis. Here is Managing Director for Absa Bank Ghana, Abena Osei Opoku.
At stimulating the growth of micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, MSMEs, as we've been referring to them, to create access to 50,000 dignified and fulfilling jobs for the youth and women in Ghana. We will build the capacity of MSMEs, especially women-led firms, smallholder farmers, and players in the agribusiness value chain. Secondly, we will strengthen MSME lending capability within our bank. And thirdly, we will leverage digital technology to drive financial inclusion at scale and provide financial and technical support to scale up promising fintech startups and build their capabilities to help digitize the MSME space in Ghana.
Regional Director for the MasterCard Foundation, Natalie Akon Gabala, said the contribution of youth-led and women businesses to the growth of the economy informed the decision of MasterCard to enter this partnership.
Access to finance to women and youth-led MSMEs are critical, and Ghana remains one of the most enterprising countries on the African continent, with young people and women leading startups and MSMEs. These MSMEs for decades have been major contributors to Ghana economy, contributing to over 70% of the GDP and being the leading provider of employment in the country. Yet, the sector continues to face great challenges: lack of capacity to grow, lack of innovation, and adoption of technology to scale their operation.
The initiative after the 5-year period will promote financial inclusion among SMEs in the country.
Now, Communications and Digitalization Minister Esla Usekufo has reiterated government's commitment to support Ghanaian startups in the technology space to deliver solutions for global consumption. Now, according to her, there is an ongoing engagement between the Ministry of Finance and Communications to make funds available to support young innovators aimed at equipping SMEs to meet international standards.
The minister indicated digitization is a key priority for this government. And for us to effectively digitize, we need to put in place the infrastructure on which all these applications and services would ride. And so I've been working very closely with the Ministry of Finance to see how we can put our money where our mouth is, so to speak. And so we're working out a program where we can put in place the digital infrastructure, focus on digital skills acquisition, encourage more Ghanaian entrepreneurs, tech entrepreneurs to get into the applications development sector. Because from our own experience, when they are given the opportunity, they can produce applications that would address our peculiar needs, which have international applications too, global applications too. And so it is developed for the local market, but has global application. And that's what we want to encourage, because we see that if we do that and we stimulate this environment.
All right, now the Vice Chancellor of the University of Energy and Natural Resource, Professor Elvis Asare-Bediako, has said the university is poised to build a multipurpose science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM center. And when completed, the center, according to him, would carry out research and innovation of national and international interest to address the shortfall of scientists and engineers in the country. Hence, he wants the government to assist them to put up the center. He was speaking at the opening ceremony of the 5th EU-ENR STEM Festival at the university's campus in Sunyane. Pesho Semevo has more.
The 3-day STEM Festival involves about 2,300 learners and 8,000 learners since its inception 5 years ago from basic and senior high schools in the Bono East and Ahafo regions. The festival is expected to continue to motivate students while encouraging parents to support their children to develop their science gifts by pursuing a STEM education at the tertiary level. The learners were excited with an exhibition from the Department of Chemical Science, Applied Biology, Computer Science and Informatics, among others. The VC of UNEP, Professor Elvis Asare-Bediako, said the completion of the multipurpose STEM Center would also see short content-based training for teachers who handle science-related subjects in both JHS and SHS level, and government's assistants who push the dream.
The President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has emphasized government vision in supporting institutions to promote STEM education in the country. UENR is poised to put up a multi-purpose STEM center This will carry out research and innovations of national and international interest in order to address shortfalls of scientists and engineers in the country. The center will also organize short content-based training for teachers. This will provide for solid foundation in people who have the potential and wish to pursue STEM programs in the university. Therefore, we crave the indulgence of the government through the Office of the Ministry of Education to assist UNL in putting up the multi-purpose STEM center. That will be a top on our shoulders for what we are already doing to support STEM education.
The Minister of Education, Dr. Yaweduchum, in a speech read on his behalf, said the ministry has been tasked to implement policies aimed at increasing sciences as part of government's quest to accelerate the socio-economic transformation anchored on STEM-related fields. Dr. Eric Nkansa is in charge of tertiary education.
You represent the next generation of our country, and for that matter, our future leaders. Therefore, I urge you to take this event seriously and learn as much as you can from the exhibitions of the over 19 departments from this university. The government, on its part, will provide you with the necessary resources for your training into world-class scientists.
For Joy News, Precious Semevo, Sunyani.
And that's our program tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. Do enjoy your weekend. Be sure to catch up on all the news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. We've got the day's top stories there. Enjoy your weekend. See you soon.